I originally made this press board I-beam to be able to flatten my necks. I just glued sandpaper to the top of this, and then I would run the neck over that. And I came up with a little different idea. I think I got it at Home Depot. I might got it at Home Depot or Lowe's. I found some marble thresholds. So it was 36 inches long, and I cut it down to fit this I-beam. I put painter's tape on the upside of this, the smoothest side. The other side's a little rough. But on this side, it's perfectly smooth. It's ground or polished. And I just made sure that I covered the entire surface, but that I didn't overlap any of the tape so that it was perfectly flat. I used a microfiber cloth to clean all the grit and stuff off of it. And then on the back of my sandpaper, this is the 80 grit one that I start with, I also put painter's tape, once again making sure that I covered the back, but that it didn't overlap and there was no bumps or anything in it. So I'm going to spread super glue around the edges of this and then turn it upside down and press it to the other one, and that way the sandpaper will be fixed to the threshold, but then I can easily peel it off. The super glue is between the two layers of painter's tape. After I spread the glue and pressed it down, then I put this board on top of it with some weights to hold it as flat as possible while the glue set up. Now that the glue is dry and it's all flat, I'm going to try to flatten the neck before I put the fretboard on. So I took a pencil and I just marked along the whole thing so I could tell where it was, that it hadn't been flattened down, and the high spots and low spots. So all I'm going to do now is just keep running it back and forth. I've run it back and forth multiple times. I'd do 5 or 6, maybe 10 strokes this way, and then turn it around and do it the other way. And right now, all the pencil marks that I made, and it was pretty flat to begin with, all the pencil marks that I've made are gone. So I'm pretty sure this, or confident anyway, that this is as flat as I'm going to be able to get it. I've decided to use hot hide glue to glue this fretboard on. The other thing I've decided is that the fretboard is just a little bit narrower than the neck. So what I'm going to try to do is make it as flush as I can to the far side where your fingers are going to be riding across, and I'm going to leave the overhang here. I think that what I can do is taper the neck in enough to meet the fretboard after it's glued on. So what I did was made a mark. I made a mark right where I want the fretboard to end. And then I'm going to put the hide glue on, clamp it down. I put wax paper down. The table has overhang on it, so I can get clamps in underneath there and get a fairly good clamp or system of clamps. The thing about hide glue is as it dries, it contracts and pulls the joint tighter. So even if I can't get it super tight clamped down, it should tighten up on itself when it dries. The open time for hot glue is not very much, maybe 5 minutes or so. It's a little cool in here today, so what I'm trying to do is to heat the neck and the fretboard up a little bit before I apply the hot glue, just to try to extend the open time. It's not a necessary step, especially if you can keep the stuff inside in a warmer area, but it helps extend the time a little bit. So I bought this hot glue pot from a great company, International Violin Company. There's their address and phone number. This was a sort of a reasonably priced one. It was $32, and then with insurance and all that stuff, I ended up paying $47.50 for it. It's got a removable pot. It's got an adjustable thermostat on it. And because I'm only using a small amount of glue, I put it into a water bath. But if you were using a larger amount of glue, you could put the glue directly into this aluminum pot, and it just lifts out and you could clean it. So it's pretty nice anyway for the money. I brought the glue pot right over to the work table, and I'm going to spread the glue on the back side of the fretboard as well as onto the neck. I have the clamps on it. It's pretty lined up. I just used my finger best I could. I probably could have come up with a better method to make sure that I was as even as I could be with this side of the neck. Like I said, when the hot glue dries, it pulls in tighter, so I got it clamped fairly well. The fretboard itself had a little bit of a wave in it, so I just wanted to make sure that I had it clamped down to try to eliminate as much of that as possible. And then after the glue is all set, I'll wait 24 hours on that. I'll sand it again on that marble slab.